Hi, my name is Mark Crouse, also known as the Munich Rodman. Today I will show you how to set up a weave. A lot of you guys don't dare to touch the weave because you think it's too complicated. The weave is actually simpler to do than a cross wrap pattern. Way easier, really easy to manage, very simple to set up. You don't need to buy any specialty items. You can use an easy loom, jig. A lot of guys use different words for it. I call it thread jig. And the thread jig is available here at Mudhole. But I will show you how to set up your pattern. First thing you do, you determine what is your visible side of the rod, meaning up where your customer can see, or yourself, where you put the pattern. You mark this the same way you mark your spine on the rod. Next thing that you do, you take your loom. You need to know how much space you need for your loom, and you mark it here. That will be for my band. My loom will go right through here. I mark this. The band I just mentioned is actually just regular masking tape. I wrap it 2-3 times around the rod. Once I did like two times around, now I'm folding it backwards. That gives me a sticky surface on top. And I prefer to use this over double-sided tape. The reason double-sided tape will stick so extreme to your rod, you will have trouble getting it off the rod. So now we have here a very sticky surface. We have our looms. I'm going to put the first loom here to the rod. Just a little piece of masking tape around here. Make sure our mark is straight up. So we have this loom on the rod. Now we're going to add our threads. I use a piece of cardboard. Hold my thread on it. I'm going to use now 10 threads. And I wrap them 10 times around here. Cut it once. Have my thread sections. Now I take one section of the threads, hold it to my loom, see about how far I can go out. I move it out because I just need this end to stick. I mark this side. If I can find that marker. So this will be my max length of it. I take the loom and repeat the same thing again. Hold it about in the middle of the loom. Strap my loom down with masking tape. They're both secured. Now comes the interesting part. I take this piece of thread. This is my center of my weave, and I apply it exactly over my mark, where I marked where my upper side will be. I'm doing a 10 thread wrap, so I put it in slot 5. I have the middle. Now I'm going to repeat this step here 10 times. Use that for the first one. This will take a little bit, but it's really not that bad. Once you've done it a few times, you will get quicker and quicker. This one is too short. So as you see, it's a very simple procedure. Now when you have all your threads in your jig, you make sure you're still straight. Push your threads down. I'm still right on the mark. I hold my threads down here a little bit. I just tighten them very slightly up that nothing hangs down. You take a second piece of masking tape, just go over it, and it is secure. Very easy process. Now we are taking our wrapping thread. Always make sure, wrapping thread, weaving thread. You go over your wrapping threads, start to wrap, secure it, make at least 4 or 5 turns before you cut your end off, because you don't want it to break loose too early. Cut my end off. Take your thread pusher, pack it a little bit tight together so that you have nice edges, and now you can start your weave. If you use a pattern, you will have a left list. The left list will give you your steps and what thread numbers to use. Your loom is numbered. It will tell you whatever thread is what. If you need thread 26, you look on the number 26 and you pick your thread up and pull it now to the left side. That's where the name left list comes from. Left side, no threads right now. Right side are threads. My right side threads, every time I make a revolution with this rod, are covered up. The moment I pull a thread to the left, as I'm doing right now, put it in the same numbered slot. I make one turn with the rod. Means these are now covered. This one is not covered because it is to the left and my thread is traveling to the right. If I repeat this motion a few times, and bring my thread, what I have put to the left, now back to the right, I am above the blue. And that's the whole secret to this. You have to know what thread to put to the left and what thread has to stay to the right. And to do so, if you follow a pattern, if you follow the left list, it will tell you exactly what thread has to be where. If it has to be to the left, if it has to be to the right. That is the whole trick to it. If you have a 10-layer weave with 500 threads, the procedure of doing it never changes. It is just bringing one thread from the right to the left. I don't need to see this thread anymore. I bring it back to the right. And that is the way to set up a weave. Very simple.